So I think as Pokemon fans, a lot of us have a mutual interest in the other sorts of products Nintendo comes out with and endorses. As a Pokemon fan, I can relate to loving Nintendo's products as I am a huge fan of Fire Emblem, Zelda, Kirby, and so much more. Nintendo is a big part of why I love gaming as of now, and it's played a big part in my life. Throughout the years, I have gotten really excited for the different kinds of games and merchandise Nintendo has came out with. The biggest problem is though, I didn't have anyone to talk to about them. Well, that was my biggest problem until I discovered the Amino app. You can download the Amino app in the App Store for Apple devices or Google Play for Androids. Then after you download the app, search up Nintendo and behold the dozens of communities Amino has to offer. Amino has a lot of different communities for all the beloved Nintendo titles that you may like. You can join them too and participate in a whole lot of really cool activities, such as chatting with others, starting up polls, and even showing off really cool fan art that you have created. I honestly feel it's the best place to share your love for Nintendo and all of their amazing creations. You can follow me on the Nintendo Switch Amino as well and participate in the poll I created for the possibilities of what lies ahead for Pokemon on the Switch. There's an Amino for just about everything Nintendo, and you can be a part of it with all sorts of fans. Generation 8 is right around the corner, and there are a lot of different kinds of speculations and rumors going around, but we still kind of lack information in terms of an actual title or any kind of actual gameplay. Regardless of there being a huge lack of information, we still know that it's coming, and there are things in the Pokemon universe that are still incomplete. One of those incomplete aspects is using all the dual types in Pokemon. Pre-Generation 8, we have 25 confirmed dual typings that have never been used before, and today, me and PokeTuber HybridHero spotlight all these unused typings and can possibly get more of these dual typings filled with Generation 8 coming out very soon.
What's going on, guys? HybridHero here. To show off each unused dual type, Mystic and I will be presenting a Fakemon that will fit each type while going over their strengths, weaknesses, and a bit into their origin. All of the Fakemon used in this video came straight from Really Dark and Windy. Really Dark and Windy is well known in the community for his amazing Fakemon designs, and has created a dex over 1,600 fantastic Pokemon that you should definitely check out after both parts of this video, as we'll be covering 13 of the 25 unused types over on my channel.
One of the most common typings I think that a good majority of people know is unused is the typing of Normal and Ghost. Normal Ghost is a typing that wouldn't get affected by fighting types, normal types, or ghost types, giving it a complete resistance to Normal's only weakness. The only weakness that this typing would have is Dark. One weakness. That's it. I'm not sure why we haven't gotten this typing yet, but I think it may be because it's pretty busted. It has 3 immunities, 2 resistances, and 1 weakness. That's pretty broken. I think this Fakemon known as Zombu is the perfect aspect of how a normal ghost Pokemon would look like due to it being based off of the Scrounger's cat. Basically, it's a paradox of being dead and alive. It's a whole universal theory, and I think it's genius. If you guys want more information, Google it.
Normal and Poison. Considering how this typing could have fit a good number of the poison types that we already have, it's hard to see why this typing has been made already, since it's not a bad typing at all. It has immunity to ghost types, resists poison, bug, grass, and fairy, and is weak to ground and psychic, and fighting remains neutral, as Normal is weak against fighting, and poison resists fighting. For a poison type to gain an immunity to ghost Pokemon, I'd say that's a pretty good trade-off. Lorecept is a good example of what a normal poison type could look like in the next generation, as it's based off the slow Loris. Little primates who have toxic glands hidden on their elbows that they lick so their bites can become poisonous. Yeah, don't say that I didn't warn ya.
This next typing is a little odd to me. I don't know why, it just is. I'm talking about Normal and Bug type. This typing neutralizes the Normal typing's weakness to fighting attacks, but it still has the same weakness as all Bug types do. So there are no new immunities, resistances, or weaknesses for the Bug type. That's why I call it an odd type, because there are literally no typings that can affect the typing combination aside from fighting attacks, being neutral, and Bug having the same weaknesses. A normal Bug Pokemon. How about a Spider Monkey? Most monkey / primate Pokemon, God, I really do like Pokemon, don't I? Or normal type, and spider monkeys can have that bug type aspect. I think a design for a spider monkey could be Arachnom and its evolution. They are literally based off spider monkeys, and they look like you would find them under your bed. Pretty scary stuff, but also very cool at the same time.
If boulders weren't normal enough for a normal rock type, then maybe Patarock's more humanoid-like appearance will be. Taking out all the weaknesses and resistance of a rock type Pokemon, while giving it the immunity to ghost types, and of course, while making it 4 times weak to fighting rather than just making it weak to fighting, is what a normal rock type Pokemon like Patarock would be packing. It's not that bad of a type considering that a pure rock type would have 5 weaknesses and 4 resistances. The added normal type kinda even things out with the ghost immunity. Patarock is based off the Chukwalla, which is a lizard found mainly in the southwest of the United States, and its name is just pattern and rock put together. Unless you're gonna make the rock from SpongeBob a Pokemon, you can't get any more normal than this.
Yes, I can finally talk about this typing. This is the typing I have always wanted since Generation 6, and I love the fact I can talk about it here. Fire and Fairy make a pretty great pair, not in terms of typings or resistances, just by the fact that you can have so many possible Pokemon designs to be based around this typing. As far as I can see, the most noticeable change I see is that Steel now does neutral damage and Bug is now quad resisted. This design for a Fire Fairy Pokemon is based off of Dewcure, Incense, or even a giant Sable Antelope. Dewthickle is perfect. It looks so peaceful being the Fairy type, but if you upset it, I can guarantee you this Pokemon will have a fierce rage. This is also my favorite design on the whole entire list we created on my video and on Hybrid's video. It's awesome.
Ever since we got Ludicolo, fans have been wanting to get the other two possible dual typings with the main starter types, and after 3 generations of waiting, we finally got the Fire Water type with the Volcanion, and now we're just waiting on a Grass Fire type. And for those of you that like to put jalapenos on your pizza, you already know that plants can get a little hot, so why not turn it into a Pokemon like Pepar or Holosaur or Halalosaur. I don't know, man. I think that's how you pronounce it. Both of the evolutions in the family are based on jalapenos and dinosaurs, with the difference being that Holosaur is based off of a ripe jalapeno. Holosaur is also meant to be a fire dragon type, but Mystic and I thought that Pepar's previous grass and fire type works well for it as well. It'd be weak to flying, poison, and rock, while having resistances to steel, electric, and fairy, and a quad resistance to grass. It's a pretty decent typing, but it's also one that fans will definitely cry out for if we don't receive it in Generation 8.
Whew, this next typing is pretty exotic. Poison and electric. I don't care if it has a quad weakness to ground, the one design that comes in mind is the electric lizard from the Yu-Gi-Oh series. Poison because some reptile-based Pokemon are poison typing, electric only has one weakness in this series being ground, so all of Poison's other weaknesses are still there along with the quad weakness of ground. So though this Pokemon has many weaknesses, I can assure you an electric-based lizard would be perfect for this Pokemon. Dartox is perfect for this as it practically matches my electric lizard-based design I had in mind. It is also based off of a poison dart frog along with paralysis, so it's perfect for my ideation. I love this Pokemon design. Dark and Windy, good job on this one.
Fighting and Fairy. There's a certain stereotype associated with the Fairy type. When most people hear the word Fairy, they typically think of something that's more feminine or something that's pink. And there's nothing wrong with that at all. But I think it's great to have Pokemon that break this mold every once in a while. And Toruf definitely breaks that mold. As it's based off a centaur, its fighting and fairy type fits perfectly, as centaurs are known to fight, and centaurs are fictional characters, often appearing in fairy tales. I really like the spin on the fairy type, as it gives fairies more opportunity for unique type combinations like this one. It has 5 weaknesses, that being to flying, poison, steel, psychic, and fairy, but it resists fighting and rock, quad resists bug and dark, and is immune to dragon, which turns things in its favor. Not to mention that fighting and fairy are both types that hit super hard.
One of the typings I have wanted for a long time is an electric fighting Pokemon. It's just a typing that has always stuck out to me and I have always wanted something to be done with it. This typing would have its flying weakness checked and accounted for with its electric typing. And with electric typing only having one weakness to ground, this typing is actually very well secured, only really having to worry about psychic, ground, and fairy typings mainly. Other than that, it's well secured. A Pokemon design I've been waiting for over the years is a true kangaroo Pokemon, not some kangaroo Kangaskhan junk. Literal kangaroo, like Lavolt, this electric and fighting kangaroo. Kangaroos move fast. The electric typing can be used for that, and then it could get moves like Thunder Punch and a whole other variety of fighting attacks. Or Thunder Punch, it's an electric attack, but you guys get the idea. If we ever get an Australia-based region, I want to ride in this Pokemon's pouch and just watch it Thunder Punch everything in sight. Love this design, love the typing. Let's get it going.
For those of you that don't know, I'm actually from Canada, and growing up in Canada, we had to learn a lot about indigenous people and their culture. And one of the things that fascinated me the most about their culture were dream catchers. And let me tell you, using a spider to weave a dream catcher with its web is a brilliant way of creating a psychic and bug type Pokemon. And weaving it follows this concept. Its ability to catch dreams with the dream catcher is what gives it the psychic type. And the fact that it's a spider is what obviously gives it the bug type. Unfortunately, this type is pretty weak to a lot of things, that being flying, rock, bug, ghost, fire, and dark. It resists grass, ground, and psychic, while quad resisting fighting. But unless Weaving It or any other Pokemon of this typing had a great ability, it probably wouldn't do too well in battle. But with a concept like this, I'm all for it.
I'm not a big fan of slugs, but I think I can make an exception for Gelidome. Gelidome is a poison ice slug Pokemon. It's based off of an igloo and air plumes, kind of fitting for an Arctic poison slug. Typing wise, it's very unique to be honest. It's one of the most diverse typings on our list of unused typings in Pokemon. It's neutral to fighting, weak to psychic, fire, and a few others, so it's a Pokemon with a few weaknesses. But I love this Pokemon. If we were able to get a region in like maybe South Antarctica or possibly the North Pole, this Pokemon would be the perfect fit. Not even so much like Antarctica or like the North Pole. This, maybe a Chinese region with like the Himalayas. I mean, I think that'd be cool, right?
You guys know what's so special about February 2nd, right? It's Groundhog's Day! Of course, I'm sure a good number of you don't remember that day because the day is largely irrelevant to us past childhood. And for some of you, I bet you didn't even know the day existed. But it'd be pretty neat to see a Ground Fairy Groundhog Pokemon that's based off of this day, and that's why we have Wimana. Wimana is a Ground Fairy type that's name comes from the words Whimsy and Marmota Monax, which is the scientific name for a groundhog. Despite its appearance, this guy will be super powerful. Even though it's weak to steel, water, grass, and ice, it resists fighting, rock, bug, and dark, while being immune to both electric and dragon. Once again, a cool way to spin the fairy type, and one that would bring the childlike essence of Groundhog's Day as well.
Well, that pretty much wraps up this half of the unused typings of Pokemon. How many exactly did we cover, Hybrid?
Those are 12 of the 25 unused dual typings in Pokemon. But we still have 13 more to go, and we'll be covering all those over on my channel. So be sure to check it out, as you won't want to miss the rest of these amazing types and Pokemon. Thanks to Mystic for having me over, and I'll see you guys real soon.
My pleasure, Hybrid. If you enjoyed the video, why not leave a like and subscribe to my channel with notifications on, that way you never miss an upload. If you want to support me further, consider following my Twitch, where I stream a lot of Nintendo content such as Pokemon, Zelda, Fire Emblem, Mario, Splatoon, and even Dragon Ball Fires from time to time. Want to support me further and gain cool perks? Check out my Patreon. Caffeus did it, and I wanted to thank them personally for going above and beyond. It means the world to me. I think I'm gonna wrap this up though. I'm MysticUmbreon, and I will see you in the future for some more awesome Pokemon content.